Hi everybody. Today's lesson is called multiplying polynomials. So I know that I told you that we are going to be moving on to factoring starting today, but I realized I forgot to teach you multiplying polynomials. So here we are. To be honest, this is my third time making this video because I made it the first two times and then I realized I forgot to include one part of it. So I even uploaded on my YouTube. I saw some of you guys even watched it. I apologize. But now I'm making a new one with everything in it. All right, so multiplying polynomials, there are two different methods. One is called the boxing method, the other one is called the FOIL method. As you can see, we are going to solve the same problem using both of the methods, and you can decide which one you like better and use whatever method is more easier for you. Okay, let's take a look here. The first polynomial we have is x minus 2. The second polynomial we have is x squared plus 3x minus 6. And what we're doing is we are multiplying these two polynomials. So the boxing method is called the boxing method because you are literally using a box. So let me show you what that looks like. Let me go ahead and begin by making a box here. And then notice how the first polynomial has two terms, right? 1 and 2. So then you make two rows, 1 and 2. And then notice how the second polynomial has 1, 2, and 3 terms. So we are going to make 3 columns. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh no, it's not straight. Okay, I'll just leave it as it is. So again, you make 2 rows because you have 2 terms in the first polynomial and 3 columns because you got 3 terms in the second polynomial. And you're going to see why. So you know how we said for the first one, you have 2 terms. So you fill out your terms right here. So the first term is x, write it here. Second term is negative 2, write that here. And then the second polynomial, which is this one, goes up here, right there. So the first term is x squared. Second term is 3x. Last term is negative 6. All right, so this is what we have. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and fill out the insides. So those of you that took science, I think I heard like in 6th grade, you learned something called Punnett squares, where you learn how if you have like a blue-eyed mom and a brown-eyed dad, how your genes mix together and what the probabilities are of you becoming a blue-eyed child or versus a brown-eyed child, things like that. So I don't know if that sounds familiar to you, but that is basically what we're doing here, a mathematical Punnett square. So what you do is for the first box, here you multiply x times x squared. You multiply these two numbers or two variables. So x times x squared gives you x cubed. So there we go. In the second box, we multiply negative 2 and x squared. So negative 2 times x squared gives us negative 2x squared. All right, and then the next box here, we multiply x times 3x. So x times 3x gives us 3x squared. And the last one here, we multiply x times negative 6, which gives us negative 6x. I think by now you probably know what it is I'm doing. So in this box, we're going to multiply negative 2 times 3x, which will give us negative 6x. And lastly, you got negative 2 times negative 6, which gives us positive 12. So this is what we have. And then from here, what you do is you identify the like terms. So notice how these and these have the exponent of 2. So these are like terms. And then another like terms here, negative 6 and negative 6, because they are both in just a single x. So let's go ahead and write it all together. So the first answer is x cubed. Second is negative 2x squared plus, because this is positive, plus 3x squared. So negative 2 plus 3 is 1, right? Positive 1. So you could just write x squared because 1 is invisible. And then negative 6 minus 6, which is negative 12, so negative 12x. And then lastly, the constant, which is positive 12. So that is our answer here. using the boxing method. Make sure your answer is in the correct order from greatest to smallest. Check the exponent orders, 3, 2, an invisible 1, and the constant, so we're good to go. So that is the boxing method. We are going to do the exact same problem using another method called the FOIL method. Just my personal preference, I like this better just because that's how I learned it when I was in school. This is something new, but this is also, boxing method is helpful for you when it comes to factoring. So it is still important that you understand how this works. So even if you like FOIL method better and use the FOIL method, which is completely fine with me, I still do want you to understand what it is that's going on here in the boxing method. And same thing with the FOIL. Even if you understand boxing method better and use the boxing method, which is again completely fine with me, I do want you to understand how FOIL method works. All right, so let's take a look. FOIL method is basically one giant distributive property. So what you do is you take the very first term, which is the x here, and you distribute the x into every single term in the second parenthesis. So x times x squared is x cubed, x times 3x is 3x squared, and x times negative 6 is negative 6x. Next is the second term, which is a negative 2. And you're going to take the negative 2 and distribute it into every single term in the second square. I mean, not the second square, sorry, second parentheses. So then let's do negative 2 times x squared, which is negative 2x squared, negative 2 times 3x, which is negative 6x, and negative 2 times negative 6, which is positive 12. All right, so this is what we have. Let's go ahead and identify the like term, combine them. So we have an exponent of 2 here, 3x squared, negative 2x squared, so those are like terms, and lastly, negative 6x and negative 6x, these are like terms. So if we want to combine those two together, x cubed first comes first, 3x squared minus 2x squared, which is 1x squared, so just x squared. Next, negative 6 minus negative 6, negative 12x. And lastly, the constant, plus 12. Make sure your answer is in order from greatest to least, and we're finished. And you will notice that we have the exact same answer that we got when using the boxing method. So there we go. I think there are pros and cons to each method. Boxing method, I think, helps to keep your terms more organized because they are in each individual boxes. FOIL method, I think, is quicker because you don't have to draw the box. So it depends on what you like better. And again, I am totally fine with you using either or, one or the other. All right, so if you guys have a question about anything that I've shared in the video, just let me know in the chat box and I will go ahead and clarify for you.